Hello everybody, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Carrie, and we're joining you from OESD.
OESD stands for Oklahoma Embroidery Supply and Design, and we're located right here in Oklahoma City. For the past 30 years, we've been creating...
Wait a second, are you calling me old?
Nope, but I'm saying we've pretty much grown up doing this, creating embroidery designs, techniques, tutorials, and all the supplies you need to be successful in embroidery.
Making fun of each other.
Yep, that's good too. So today, we're going to use our Spring Garden Flag project, which by the way is from pack number 10007 in case you want to find it on our website, embroideryonline.com. And we're going to show you how you can perfectly position designs without fancy software, big hoops, or really fancy embroidery machines with lasers, projectors, or other positioning widgets. So to show you how we do that, we're going to go through the steps and we'll show you kind of on a little bit of a fast forward step by step, and then we'll come back and we'll break it down. And we're back. And we're wearing aprons. And in honor of our aprons, let's dissect this technique. See what I did there?
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
So while I wish I could embroider as fast as we did on that video, I'm going to slow down a little bit, and I'm going to teach you how this is done.
I can't wait to learn.
Normally, I embroider by myself, but since I have an assistant today,
That's
you
me.
just know at home you can do this with one person. So we're going to show you how to make the garden flag. There is a summer version, which you saw in the video, and then this is the spring. This is actually also done with our Lux Sparkle vinyl in the applique, which is really pretty. But if you looked at this, you would say, I don't have a hoop that big, or how does that work, or are there magic spells you say? That's what you said.
Yep.
How do you do that?
Yep, they're all 4-letter.
But it's really a lot simpler than you think. So one of our favorite things is our template sheets. So our template sheets are a awesome tool for doing things like this, and we're going to go into that. But these run through your printer, and they make placement perfectly simple.
Okay.
So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to mark the center of our garden flag. These are garden flags, our Start Here Embroidery Blank garden flags, and they come to you open, which is really, really cool. So you have two sides to embroider on. You could embroider one season on one side and one on the other. And then when you're done embroidering, you would just do a simple straight stitch, and it hides all the yucky stuff.
Okay, so what's next?
We are going to mark the center of this.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, these are a awesome product. This is our Perfect Pencil. These are heat erasable. So
Very
we're
cool.
just going to take our magic ruler here.
Okay. And how did you know that was the center?
I might have measured ahead of time.
Ah, okay. So normally you'd measure the whole thing, divide by 2,
Yeah,
find
this
center.
is the magic
Okay.
of television.
Got it.
But
All right.
yes, you would do that, and I'm going to eyeball this because
You can.
I can.
Yep, fair.
And we're just going to mark our center.
Okay, there's the center. Thank
you
you.
go,
I'll
assistant.
take those. Yep.
All right, so you would print your designs onto the template sheets.
And now,
So
how do I do that?
you do that from your printer.
Okay. Follow
No, you can make templates on any software, including free software.
Yeah, I just told them they didn't need
I know,
fancy,
you
expensive
didn't-
software.
You didn't ask me first. No, there's free software out there. You can Google free embroidery software, and I haven't found any yet that doesn't allow you just to print a basic template. You can see here, this has got a crosshair on it, and you just want to make sure you print it to scale.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Otherwise, it changes the size, and that gets exciting, right?
Right, because if it doesn't match, that's no good.
Yep.
So then you're going to roughly cut out your design. So this is our center design.
Yep. Totally follow.
Make sure that you're facing the correct direction.
Got it. Okay.
And then the back just peels right off.
Ah, because
Okay.
they're fancy template
Yep.
sheets. Yep.
And now it's sticky.
Got it.
Keep this, because if you want to reuse it, you can just stick it back
But
on
you've
there.
cut it so funny.
Well, it's a puzzle.
Okay.
So now you can use the crosshairs on your template.
Yeah.
And you're going to place this in the center based on your markings.
Nice.
And
Okay.
then, did you take my hoop?
Yeah. Here you go.
All right, so you're gonna get your embroidery hoop, and you are, in this case, we used Stable Stick Tearaway,
Okay.
which I think you have over there as well.
I do.
And this is a pressure-sensitive stabilizer. So you are just going to take the paper off. I pre-scored it using our beautiful scoring tool.
Very nice. Yep.
So take that off.
Yep. And Stable Stick Tearaway, by the way, is one of our most popular stabilizers.
You can use it for a ton of things.
Exactly. It's kind of your go-to for, anytime you want to stick something to the hoop, but yep, that's exactly where that goes. Anytime you want to stick something to the hoop,
Yep.
But don't necessarily want to hoop the thing.
Yeah, and when
Our
we're done
garden flag.
embroidering, we can just tear that away. So now we have our flag, and it's open, and we are going to stick it into the center of our hoop.
Okay.
We're going to get that as straight as we can. We're going to take this to our embroidery machine.
Yep.
Very important, though. You're going to place the design using whatever it is, the rotate tools, the laser, if you do have one, but you don't
Just
need one.
Needle up and down, whatever
Exactly.
it takes. Yep.
You have to take this off before you start embroidering.
It's a very good idea.
If you don't, you're going to have a real bad time.
Okay. So after
So
we embroider
magic
one,
of television. So here is our first one done.
you did pretty good.
Thank you. Also very fast.
Yep.
Magic. All right, so you got the first one done, and you may say, that's great. I knew how to do that part. But now here comes the complicated part that's not that complicated.
Okay.
So we have the other designs printed out also.
Oh, let me do this. Okay.
Okay, on
So-
template paper.
Yeah, so I can just start sticking them wherever I think they need to be, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the sticker book that your kids have.
Yeah, so like that one goes there. We feel like that's good.
Yep.
Okay, and then what do we got next?
And some of these we will use multiple times, you can see on the finished project, but we only have one template, and that's because it's reusable.
Okay.
So you're going to place with that one,
Sure, where do you want me to place it?
anywhere you want,
Okay, let's.
and then match the embroidery to that, remove that, embroider.
Yep, so I can embroider, take it off, come back over here, do it again, right?
Exactly.
Got it.
And this one may go there.
Sure, looks like a good spot.
The great thing about this collection and the summer collection is that you can do this however it feels good to you. The design, we gave you some examples in the pack, but you can place these however you'd like. If you
I
don't
could
want
just
to put,
stick that here if I wanted to. I
me
mean,
too.
I'm just having fun. These are really nice. They're quite easy to position too.
so if you don't want it to say welcome, for example, and you want to put using, if you do have fonts in your machine, you could say your family name or not
Go
welcome.
away. Yeah.
Please
see, we had
don't
the same
come
idea
in.
there.
We're
see?
both
You could stick
just
that
such
over there.
lovely
Look,
people.
they're so much fun. See, and then I'm like, you know what? Really, I wanted to put that up there maybe on this one. I don't know why. And then put this one here. Look at that. I
Yeah.
can just keep positioning it away.
Okay, I'm gonna take
This
that
is
away
pretty
from
fun.
you. So you would take this to your hoop, just as we just did, place it so that one of these designs, whichever one you want to embroider, is in the hoop,
Yep.
load the design, position, take off the template, and then proceed.
Yep.
So you will have a completed one, which
Looks a little bit like this. Ready? Oh, that TV magic again.
TV magic. So you can see that all of those are placed. And it's really as easy as printing on a template,
Yep.
placing it, matching the embroidered design in your machine into that in the hoop.
So the templates really are the magic, right?
They are the magic. A lot of people say, I don't need templates because they do have placement tools on their machine.
Sure.
But the combination of the two is what makes it extra magic. So it kind of is the great leveler to use templates.
Yeah, it's really nice. And I mean, you can see the project can turn out so perfect versus if you're eyeballing, maybe you're halfway through this thing and then you get one just a wee bit wrong and you're starting over.
Yeah.
So,
And the other great thing is that you can use those templates for so many things. So for example, on our aprons here, Jordan is asking desperately for friends. If you print the
for the
design,
record, she made that one for me, okay?
I was trying to make you some friends.
Yeah, thank you.
If I printed this design onto a template and then
Stuck
before
it.
I embroidered, I might wear it, stick it to make sure it's not down around my belly button.
Yeah. Belly button
then hoop.
embroidery. It could be a new trend.
It could be. So it's as easy as that to combine designs or place designs without fancy software or magic machine tools. We hope that that made a whole lot of sense for you.
Yeah. So there's a couple other things we recommend whenever you're embroidering, just as a little extra. So of course, we really like to use a topper. And so we should mention Stitch 2.0 is our water-soluble topper. And the idea with Stitch 2.0 is that it's a water-soluble, so you, when you're finished with your project, can actually just tear off most of it. And then when you wash the project, the rest of it will come out.
Or maybe if it's outside in the rain.
So why do you use a topper?
A topper helps keeps your stitches up above the weave of the fabric.
Yeah.
And our garden flags are great. They are weather resistant, but they have kind of a heavy weave to them. So if you have a topper, the topper stays on top of the on top of the fabric and below the embroidery, and it helps keep the stitches from getting all nestled in there.
Cool. All right, so that's all it is. Are you guys all ready to make garden flags? Well, if you are and you want to find all the things we use today, you can find them on our website, embroideryonline.com. And of course, we'll put links below so that way you can click on all those different things. And as a reminder, we used our spring garden flag collection. We used our black garden flag blanks,
Yep.
Stable Stick Tearaway Stabilizer, Stitch 2.0 is the topper we used. And then of course, we used the Perfect Pencil to draw those perfect centering lines. And then the star of the show is our Stable Stick template sheets. And really, that's the magic that you need to make this work. And those are our template sheets. And again, you can get all of that on Embroidery Online. So hopefully you've enjoyed and you've learned and you're inspired and ready to get stitching. And of course, as always, we love having you here. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for supporting OESD. So again, for Carrie and myself, happy stitching.